Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another video from Overbite Gaming. I am the majestic Snare, and these are my dulcet tones. Enjoy, motherfucker. Yes, welcome to today's video where I'm going to be talking about some finger on the pulse news that happened just last week. Yes, the news broke probably about 5 or 6 days ago at the time of recording this, that Bungie is breaking away from Activision Blizzard after an 8-year beautiful friendship. This beautiful friendship was marked down as a bit of news delivered to the Bungie studios, at which apparently, according to reports, everyone fucking cheered. So that went down pretty well. And I think a lot of people, from the videos that I've seen and the news stories that I've read, there does seem to be a positive outlook on this decision. Primarily for Bungie, because it obviously would now give them the publishing rights and development rights on the actual Destiny franchise, which is something that a lot of people have probably looked at and gone, that's a thing that needs fixing. That's why Destiny hasn't been as good as it could be. So it gives them the freedom now to fix it. That's a big weight on someone's shoulders, I think. But what it does do is it allows the people that might have made themselves distant to Bungie in the sense of the creative side of things, the writers, the artists, the actual programmers, etc. They might want to now engage with Bungie again and be part of something that they can make great. Who knows? That's the rose-tinted future for Destiny. Now, we covered Destiny 2 on this channel, obviously when it came out, and I covered the expansions as well. Some of my actual best videos I think I've done on the piece were talking about the problems that we had with Destiny 2. Now, since then I've got myself into Warframe. I don't shy away from that. I make lots of videos about Warframe, but also the comparisons are always going to be there for me between the two. The actual game that you have with Destiny 2 did suffer heavily. I mean, when it first came out, the vanilla version of Destiny 2, there were things in there with that felt better than the first game for me personally. But then as you spent more time with it, you realised the grind, you realised the problems, then bam, the microtransactions came in. Everyone had lost their minds over single-use shaders. People lost their minds about the bright dust and silver that started to come into the game, that I think was there as at the end of the first Destiny, but it was ramped up and became a much more sort of prevalent thing. There's lots of things about the game that were quite distasteful. And I think despite Activision Blizzard thinking that the Destiny franchise is not performing well to expectations, despite selling fucking millions of copies and probably making, I don't know, half or even more of their income in microtransactions, it's just mind-boggling, absolutely mind-boggling. So what does this mean for Bungie? So Bungie now have the creative freedom to go off and do their own thing. Are they a single example of this? Are they just an example of a studio that has the financial resources to go out and do this, or is it some kind of special deal that where they might have a holding in Bungie by letting them go? I don't know. We don't know the details. Well, if there are details, I haven't seen them. What I have seen so far is a lot of people focusing on the Bungie side of things and focusing on, okay, well, what is the future for Bungie? What's the future for Destiny? Because as a gamer, most people just want to know that part. But look into the mothership side for a second, where Activision Blizzard, does this mean Blizzard's the next one on its way out? But it was never called Activision Blizzard Bungie, was it? So maybe this was a property that they just wanted to get rid of. Maybe the Activision Blizzard is just getting rid of them to negate some losses, to appease some shareholders, to protect their profits, some tax doobies. I don't know. I really don't, but the whole mothership angle of this, I don't know if it's been looked at as much from what I've seen. Maybe I've been searching the wrong things, maybe I've researched it in a kind of naive way, but I certainly believe that you don't sell something unless you're either going to get a damn good deal for it or it's in your own interests. Now let's remember, publishers work in their own interests. EA is well known for buying a studio, maybe even hostile or not, using those developers and programmers and writers and whatever to do stuff that's not in their skill set, or doing a game badly, or making a good game bad, and then sacking or shutting them down because it's in their interests and they're not making the money they thought they could make out of them. Abhorrent behaviour, but it's business. It's the way things sadly go these days. So is Activision Blizzard now going to be doing the similar sort of thing? Maybe it was their decision to release Bungie rather than Bungie saying, can we go please, and they getting a positive answer. I do believe that we're in a position now where we have to look at Activision Blizzard, seeing what they do next, because what they do next will tell you what they're up to. I personally believe, this is my personal opinion, it's not sponsored, it's not paid for. Okay, this is my own heart-to-heart with you, talking about what I believe, and I think we'll see them get rid of something else, or they'll do something that will secure their position, whether it be a new acquisition of something in Bungie's place, or it will be another sell-off of something. I don't think it'll be Blizzard. I really don't. It's arguable that you could even have one of the games under Blizzard's belt go off on its own because of the fan base underneath it, like Diablo 3 or StarCraft, etc. That could happen, but probably not. But I'm just waxing lyrical about what I think could actually happen. But watching what they do next is going to be very interesting, so watch that space. I'd love to know what you guys think about this situation. Please let me know down in the comments what's your gut feel about this news. I know it's not on the button and wasn't released last week. I would have loved to have done that, but quite frankly, I had some time to think about it and I've come to my conclusions now, so it's all clear. But let me know down in the comments what you think about this deal. So the other part that I wanted just to mention was how we can expect Destiny to go now. There's a couple of things that could happen. They could just as well, not that they would because it's their best-selling thing, but they could shut it down. They could move on to a new franchise. I mean, there's still a fan base there that enjoys Destiny. I don't know what the playing numbers are like at the moment, but there's definitely still a lot of interest in Destiny. And I believe after the third expansion, people were sort of saying, this is how it should have been at launch. And you know, with the right effort into the game and the reduction in microtransactions, for me, I think the game would benefit greatly. There'll be some gameplay stuff they need to sort out, but if they've got the freedom to listen to fans and get away from this year after year development cycle and publishing cycle, I think it can only be a good thing. It gives them time to really craft it. I mean, they're not incompetent. The game is not completely useless. It's just a grind and it becomes not much fun for me. If you enjoy Destiny, I'm not attacking you, mate. You go ahead. But certainly, it's just an interesting story, and I really want to see where it goes because it could go a lot of different ways from this point. There's lots of other news about Activision stuff. I'm not going to go into that on this video. It's not directly affecting games, but there's some weird, nasty stuff. So go and check that out. Do some of your own research there. But for this particular example, this situation, it's one to watch. And I think it's just really interesting from a gamer point of view. Now that I'm that much older, I can understand the business side of games and the industry a little bit better than I did when I was, 12 years old, enjoying Zelda: A Link to the Past on my SNES. Yes, that's what I was playing when I was 12 years old. Anyway, guys, I would love to hear what you have to say about this whole situation. I've said it before, and now I'm going to say it again. But if you have liked today's video, drop us a like down below. That would be appreciated. Also, subscribe if you fancy some more awesome content from us on a 2 times a week schedule, on a Wednesday and a Saturday, where we post various kind of videos. When I'm doing my solo ones, it's going to be kind of gaming news and commentary. We do let's plays, we do some reviews, we do some other kind of general gaming content. So check back then for some awesome stuff. And if you don't mind sharing us on social media, that's also a good thing to do because it helps us out a great deal and grow the channel. And to all you guys I haven't said hello to who have subscribed recently, thank you very much for clicking that button. Really appreciate it. So from me to you, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again on Saturday and then the following Wednesday because that's our schedule. Nice one. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you again soon. Okay, love you. Bye bye.